Netflix is cracking down on all you password sharers. And I know some of you are upset about this. Quote, your Netflix account is for you and the people
Hmm.
you live with, your household. Netflix is now saying that you cannot share your passwords and you gotta pay for it. So they're getting real serious about this, and this is what it looks like. So now, as far as costs, there's like normal costs, it's like $15.50 or $20 a month. And you can add another person outside your household for an extra $8
Right.
per month.
So like that's the way that they're going to transition you into kind of having your own account without having your own account, because at that $8 you're still going to be saving $2 if you just opened up your own account. But like if you've been using like, your brother's Netflix account, and you already have your shows and you have it catered the way you want to, you'll be able to transfer all your stuff over within that account. You're just you have to pay for it.
Here's the thing. Can you really be that mad if you are just sharing passwords with like your great aunt's stepsister who just gave you the login? I mean, come on, but let's play devil's advocate. So people are going to be pissed. They're going to
Mm,
unsubscribe.
mm.
F this. And people are entitled to do that. What do you think?
I'm actually kind of more on the side of Netflix. We've been getting a free ride for a long time, even as somebody who I think actually our Netflix account is actually also a part of another Netflix account. So, the fact that we have to pay, like, yeah, I probably should have been paying for a long time because I mean, let's face it, they're a business. It's not a charity. They are making content. And if you're like, I'm not going to watch Netflix anymore, well, you weren't paying for it in the first place. So I don't understand what your threat means. You know, you should be paying for it so you support the actual content that you want. Like you want them to, you're like, oh, Netflix show sucks. Well, pay more money for your subscriptions and then they'll have more of a budget to pay the actual writers and the actors and people that are in these shows. Like when we had cable back in the day and everybody had cable, it's not like you could take your cable everywhere you went. You had to watch cable at your house. It's people are just very, very, very entitled.
While Netflix hasn't revealed the specifics of how it will verify subscriber identities and accounts, the company assures that everyone within the US customer's household can still enjoy streaming TV shows and movies. They just don't want the freeloaders no more.
And I think people's concern is they're worried about, well, what if I go on vacation? I won't be able to, whatever. I think you're still going to be able to do that. Now, what I would imagine is they should do like a platform of, um, like kind of like how Adobe does it, where it's like you sign into account and then it's like two devices can work at one time. It doesn't matter where those two devices are. It's like you're paying for how many devices it is. So it's like you're not really sharing a password so much as, when you could pay for that. But I don't know. I think it's pretty crazy, but I think it's about time. It's like, it's like it's like everybody that's listening to Spotify and having free Spotify accounts. I pay for Spotify. I pay for YouTube. I pay for all of like my services pretty much. And, Pandora I pay for. And the thing of it is, it's like I don't mind paying for those things because I don't think that I should be getting those things for free. It's still an incredible value for what you get. And it's, a way that at least somebody is, these are companies. They need to make money. They need to pay the artists. They need to add new features. All these things, you know, cost
So,
money.
so you're right. Things do cost money. In Game of Thrones, that wasn't on Netflix, right? I'm
That was
trying to think of
HBO.
some, but just as an example, I know for Game of Thrones, depending on the season, they were around like 6 million an episode. They got up to like 10 million an episode. So if you just kind of think of that, and I'm curious. I'm like, obviously, to have a budget for these types of shows. Like it's really amazing because they're not even doing like feature films a
Mm,
lot
mm.
nowadays. I mean, like they have an insane budget. Now they could be fundraising from their shareholders, but they are making this back somehow. Now, this makes sense. Obviously, they're going
Right.
to make some money from this, even with how many people that they might lose. But weren't they kind of scared there for a second when we reported on this and we go, well, we have these competitors who are popping up, and for the
Yeah,
first
and that's the other
time,
thing.
Netflix is losing a lot of subscribers.
Yeah, and don't kid yourself. Netflix is the flagship for this happening. Let's see where the other streaming services are at in the next 6 months. Everybody always is shocked when businesses are trying to earn money, and everybody like puts like a value, or not a value, but they put like a cap on where they think people should be how much money they should make based on whatever. If they're providing a service and you are enjoying it, just like when you go to McDonald's and you buy a burger, you're expected to pay for it. Like, so I don't know. I like to think that America is kind of like a capitalist kind of country, and it's like you should just be allowed to make your money, and businesses should be respected as such. If you don't want to be a part of that chain, then don't be a part of the chain.
For those of you who are going to be leaving Netflix because of this, get all your binge watching in ASAP. It's going to be a sad, sad day.